Have you ever dreamt of living on an exciting island? To get to walk around among exotic animals and weird trees. An island where an adventure among the mysterious mountains is as usual as a trip to the Valley of the Climbing Plants. This is exactly the kind of island where Fi lives. He is one of the inhabitants of the island of Rim. He is a Marinsches, a small furry creature with big eyes and ears. At the tip of his ears, he has 3 feeling buds. With these, the Marinsches can sense if there is anyone nearby who is sick or sad. They help a lot when you want to comfort those who are not feeling good. All of the Marinsches have the task to take care of all the animals and plants on Rim. Fi and his friends will usually sense when someone is ill and then go to comfort them. Sometimes it can be a Tweety that has gotten stomach sickness and can no longer fly. Other times it can be a Bubbly who got the swim sickness and ended up on dry land. Sometimes it can even be a group of Bites who have gotten stuck on a sticky leaf on a smudgy bush. It sure can be a wide variety of things they get to help with. The Marinsches care about everyone. Rim is an island with a varied terrain. There are deep forests and high mountains, beautiful rivers and lovely beaches. There are also several hills that rise above the wooded land. This is where the Marinsches live. Here they have a beautiful view of the whole island, and they are well protected against everything that moves in the forest during the night. You see, in the darkness lurks the Uggs. The Uggs are short-tempered, jealous, and insecure creatures who always want what others have. But instead of asking, they take what they want. The Marinsches have invited the Uggs on several occasions, but they always grunted no, and then sat and sulked. This story is about one of those times when the Uggs were talking about why the Marinsches are so happy. "Why are they laughing all the time?" an Ugg said to the others. "It can't be fun to be together as much as they are," another Ugg said. "I think they have a treasure that gives them joy," said Rugi, the leader of the Uggs. "A treasure that gives them joy?" asked the big Ugg who had been sitting quiet. "Of course, that must be it. They have a joy treasure," Rugi said. "We must have it." "What are we gonna do?" the big Ugg asked gently. "We shall steal the joy of the Marinsches." At the Marinsches, everything is great. They have just finished eating their favorite food, yellow fruit. A flock of Tweeties received the leftovers and are picking in full. Fi is sitting and playing a game with his friends Mira. Today the sun is shining wonderfully. Everything is calm in the village, and some are taking a nap after having eaten. Some of the older are healing the wounds of a young Marinsche who hurt himself when playing a game that got a little wild. None of them would guess that there are some sly individuals sneaking around in the village. The Uggs are searching everywhere for the Marinsches' treasure. Behind the big rock, in the houses, below the red blanket, and on top of their roof they search. But nowhere do they find a treasure. After a while, the Uggs give up and sneak away from the village. The Marinsches seem to have hid the treasure very well, says an Ugg to the others. Shall we not ask them nicely then? Says the big, slightly kinder Ugg. No, we shall not, says Rugi, the leader of the Uggs. But we could capture one of them and force them to give us the joy. Once again, the Uggs approach the Marinsches' village. With them, they bring a glass jar to put the joy in when they find it. On the outskirts of the village, Mira has just helped a Tweety who had gotten stuck in a bush. Then suddenly 2 big hands grab her and pull her into the forest. They put Mira down in a glade and stare at her. Girl, where have you hidden the joy? An Ugg says harshly. What do you mean by hidden the joy? Mira answered in surprise. Yes, we know you have it, Rugi says confidently. But joy is something you have within you, Mira answers. Then the Uggs stopped. They didn't quite know what to do. How would they get the joy out from within the Marinsches? Then one of them came up with an idea. Laugh in the jar! Now! One of the Uggs commanded. What? Laugh in the jar? What do you mean? Mira asks. Make her laugh! Rugi screams to another Ugg. How? He replies. Make a funny face! It must work! The Ugg make an effort to make a funny face, but he ends up with a look that scares Mira, who hides her face in her hands. No, it's not working. It's hopeless, says one of the Uggs. Maybe we need to take it a bit calmer, the big, kind Ugg says. What's your name, girl? Mira, she replies. Hi, Mira. We need to find the joy. Can you help us? Asks the kind Ugg. But you can come with me back to our village, and we can... I told you so! Rugi interrupts. She does not want to help us find the joy! Can't you put some joy in our jar? The kind Ugg asks. Mira thinks for a while. Then she picks up a small flower and puts it into the jar. Thank you, says the kind Ugg. A flower? Screams Rugi. What does that have to do with joy? She apparently wants the joy to herself. We go! And they leave. The big, kind Ugg waves to Mira. He says to the others, I think she was kind. The flower is nice, he says, and smiles a big smile. It doesn't take Mira long to get back to the village. There you are, Mira, shouts Fi. How are you? Good. I've been with the Uggs. They were looking for joy. They were looking for joy? Fi says, surprised. Yeah, exactly. They tried to catch it in a jar, Mira explained. They tried to catch the joy? Fi asked. Yes, the Uggs seems to believe that you can capture joy in a jar, and that this somehow would make you happy. But real happiness comes from being together with those you care for, says Mira. Yeah, I get happy when we sit and eat and laugh together, says the big, light-furred Marinsch Ino, who heard them talk. Shall we not ask if they want to come and eat together with us tonight? He continues. Yes, that's a great idea, says Mira happily. We write a letter and send it to them with a Tweety. Shortly thereafter, the Uggs get a letter delivered. They unfold it and read. Hello, Uggs. You are most welcome to our party tonight. We will have a fun time with good food, lots of laughter, and a lot of joy. Kind regards, Fee and Mira. How fun! We are going to a party, the big Ugg says. What do you mean, party? I'm sure it is a trap to catch us all, Rugi says with a grumpy face. Exactly, if we go there, we'll be stuck, says another Ugg. The big Ugg looks at the others without saying a word. Then he looks at Mira's flower in the glass jar and gets a big smile on his face. Then he looks at the others again and says, I don't think it's a trap. They are kind and I'm gonna go there. He leaves while the other Uggs shout after him. In the Marinsches' village, a party has been prepared. Eno carries a big leaf basket with yellow fruit. 2 other Marinsches prepare the mega fruit. It's from this they get the super tasty mega juice that is always made when it's a party. Next to them, a couple of young Marinsches are standing by and eagerly offer to taste. Fee and Mira look out over the forest. Do you think they will come? Fee asks. I hope so, Mira answers. They seem so lonely. It's so much more fun to do things together. Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to be alone, says Fee. Suddenly, they see something moving among the trees and bushes. Out comes the big Ugg. He sees Fee and Mira and stops. He hesitates and doesn't really dare to go further. Come, says Mira to Fee, and they approach him. Hi, says both in unison. Hi, the Ugg replies gently. Do you come alone? Fee asks. He nods in reply, and Fee and Mira instantly understands that this Ugg must be very brave. He has done the opposite of his friends. It can be so easy to do dumb things just because you listen to others, instead of daring to do what is right. This Ugg knew in his heart what was right. I'm Fee, says Fee. What's your name? Mira asks. I'm Uggs, the Ugg reply. How nice that you wanted to come to the party, Uggs, says Fee with a big smile. The Ugg looks a bit cautiously at Fee and then at Mira. Both of the Marinsches look at Uggs with their big eyes. A smile spread across his face. The little ones take him in each hand and lead him up to the party table. In the forest, the Uggs sit around with a grumpy look. They sit in a small, stony glade surrounded by dark trees. The thick leaf roof doesn't let much sunlight through. Everyone is worried. It somehow feels like they are missing out on something. But none of them would admit that to the others. Actually, they would have wanted to go with Uggs to the Marinsches' party. Instead they say, what a bunch of sneaky types those Marinsches are, right? Yeah, just to think of tricking Uggs away like that, I don't think we'll ever see him again. Then they continue to sit quietly in their glade. In the village, the party is in full swing. Uggs is eating yellow fruit in huge loads and drinks a lot of mega juice. Everywhere there is dancing and singing of songs. A group of Marinsche kids have crawled into Uggs' lap and play with him. He is so happy with his new friends. Finally, Uggs knows what real joy is. It is to have friends who really care about you. The party will go on for much longer, but here we leave the Marinsches for now. Remember to take care of each other till we meet again.